How you been?
Good. How are you? I'm all right. Just.
Doing the thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same? A lot of
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get ready for uh, homeschooling and get the girls ready to go and, you know, trying to stay in a positive mindset.
That's not easy.
Not at
I
all.
commend you. I'm also trying, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, so I figured with this, we could just how many did you get a bunch of questions?
Yeah, I got a few.
All right, cool. So did I. So I figure we can just ask the questions and then um I was also thinking that we could compile like the list of all the places from the episodes and just post them in our feed so that
Yeah.
we could go like episode by episode, a post for every episode with every place that was listed. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that works.
Cool. That way we can just keep this one like light and fun and then be like tag all of the restaurants and list all of the restaurants in like very clear posts so that people can check them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to go through each one and kind of get what names I could get because a lot of them we forget what the names are. We just know where they're at, kind of.
I
Not
think
even that
season
all the time.
two, maybe we're gonna have to try and figure out the names.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to have a little more info, maybe be a little more um, specific on things as far as the
Sure.
food goes and the actual names and places.
Yeah. But
But
I figured that way we can just kind of have a list to refer to also.
yeah, totally.
I had to Google a couple of places that people were talking about that like I was unfamiliar with and like actually figure out the real name of it. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
trying.
was doing the same thing. I was on maps and same thing on Google trying to find. I'd go to the city and then try to put in whatever name they said. And then if it would pop up,
Good.
it'd be like, oh, well, that's not exactly the name, but it's
But
close.
it probably is the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
So
that,
for everybody watching now, in the coming weeks, in between seasons, we will post all of the places that we've talked about and tag them if they're on Instagram so that you can find them, check them out if you're nearby, if they're doing takeout.
yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
And I mean, this is, we did the first one on, I looked it up, May 17th was the first one that we posted. So we're
Damn.
three plus months deep for this first
Look
season.
at us.
Who knew?
Who knew? 10 episodes.
Yeah,
We're getting our shit together.
yeah, we're figuring it out. This was a trial run. We thank everybody for bearing with us and you know getting used to how to do this. And of course, we'll learn so much more as we go. But
Totally.
I think it was really fun to actually do it. It started off as an idea. You know, pretty much on the road, and here we are now. It took us getting off the road to make it happen. So
Yep.
imagine how much better it'll be when we actually get back on the road.
I don't know if
Yeah.
season two will have us on the road, but
I
maybe
don't
season
think
three.
so. I don't think so either, but it'll get us prepared.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Some more clarity, some more ideas. I know we've talked about a lot of stuff that we want to do that we haven't been able to do. And I also think that this like time off will help us, give us a break in our personal lives that are going to change drastically in the fall. And then also give us some more time to put it together a little bit more, make it all we want it to be. We just kind of
yeah.
threw shit at the wall when this first started. I think we talked about it and then we did the first episode the following week.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't think that
Really
we
on
ever
the
had
fly.
any, yeah, we never planned any of this. Um
There's obviously not a script for any of this.
yeah,
So it's just, but I think that's what makes it fun. We just kind of
totally.
go, and it's what makes it fun for the guests too, because they can just be open and be themselves and just talk about
Yeah,
food. It's
just a
great.
conversation about food. So, speaking of, let's talk about food.
Yeah,
You want me to ask the first question?
sure.
All right. What is your favorite dish to cook?
My favorite dish to cook. That's a tough one because I don't get too crazy or too detailed. It's like my cooking is so simple, and I mean, I don't, I don't think I've ever used the phrase reduce anything
Oh, you're missing
in
out.
my dishes. There's no reducing. There's rarely any chopping,
Simple
and
is
it's,
good.
it is, but that's kind of where I'm at because, my better half does more of the detailed cooking, the good stuff, and I do more of the, easy meals.
What's your
So, but
all-star easy?
I think grilling is my favorite. So any kind of meats and burgers and stuff like that. That's my favorite because when I really get, most of the time I'll do it quick, just get it done. But when I really get into it, I'll marinate, do marinades and leave them sit, try to let them sit for a little bit. It's been a while since I've done that, but
Do you have an
that's,
apron?
no, I don't have an apron.
I was hoping that you would have some novelty
No, I
grilling
don't.
apron.
I just do a lot of laundry.
Um, my favorite dish to cook, I don't think I have one. I every night like actually that's not true. I really like to make this kimchi udon that's
Hmm.
from Bon Appetit. It's kimchi udon with scallions and it's so spicy and it's so good, but it's so easy and we always have kimchi in the house. So
Yeah.
it's like a good go-to. Doesn't really work in the summer as much as the colder months, but you know.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. I love Bon Appetit. I've been a magazine subscriber for many, many years. All right, you want to
That's
ask a
awesome.
question?
Yeah, let's look. Um, this one comes from,
Oh man, you're better
I'm
than
gonna,
me.
I'm gonna even say it's Eck Drums on Instagram.
Oh crap, I didn't do that.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry to put you on Front Street.
it's all
I
good.
did, I did get a favorite food to make question though as well
I
from
figured we'd get a lot of the same ones.
bands underscore lover underscore 98 on Instagram, and that was what's your favorite to cook. So
Okay.
maybe it's the same person, maybe it's not. But anyway, this one is what's your favorite after show snack?
Honestly, whatever I wished I was going to eat before the show, but I didn't because I was trying to like not barf. Like
Yeah.
it's got to be like, and honestly, I usually save half of whatever I eat for dinner for
Hmm.
after show because I
Yeah,
try to not like eat too much, but I also eat before I play. Um, Probably a plate of nachos would be like my favorite.
that's a good move.
I'm not a huge dessert person, so it's not like I need something sweet at the end of the night. I usually just finish my dinner. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah. Um, that it's a tough one because again, like you said, with after show food and stuff, sometimes that ends up taking precedent over snacking at all. You just eat a full meal after the show and
A
then you're
pizza.
done. Yeah, exactly. But if it had to be a snack, like a full-on snack, I would say any kind of sugar cereal. So like
After
usually,
show,
yeah. So like usually on the bus, like I'm like way after show, like when you're on the bus getting ready to turn in,
you're
you
eating
know, we
Frosted Flakes.
yeah, Frosted Flakes, Apple Jacks, Cocoa
Are
Puffs.
those on the rider for social media?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, that's amazing.
So and it's that with we don't really have any real milk on the bus, so it's with rice milk, which is always a little
Okay.
weird for
You want
me.
to know
But
what? Nobody asked us. Oh, I don't know if they asked you, but they didn't ask me what's on my rider. And
no,
I think
nobody
that
asked
that's
that
a
either.
very interesting question. Maybe we'll end with that.
Yeah.
Like what your
Yeah.
contributions to your rider are.
Yeah. Mine are so minimal.
I mean, when I tour solo, it's 5 things. So
Yeah.
I don't have an awful lot either.
Yeah. And I'm really,
Sugar cereal.
yeah, sugar cereal.
Cool.
But I'm really bad when they ask me, what do you want on the rider? I always feel on the spot and I can never think of anything.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
So,
But then when it actually came time to do it solo, it took me a lot of time, and then I still could only come up with 5 things.
yeah.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Favorite breakfast food?
And I'm sorry, I didn't name anybody. It's not that I didn't want to. It's just that a lot of you asked similar questions, so I just kind of like boiled them all down.
It's good. It's good. That's fine. That's perfect.
Thank
It
you.
works. They'll see it and be like, that was my question.
Yeah.
Yay. So that works. Favorite breakfast food? It has to be just like full on, eggs, toast, hash browns,
Yep.
bacon in and out. Sometimes bacon comes in, sometimes it's not there, just depending on how bad my cholesterol is that week. Even though I'm eating eggs anyways, fried eggs.
You know what? When I think of breakfast, like I think of the same thing. Like eggs, usually poached, because it wasn't until quarantine that I learned how to actually make them at home.
Mm-hmm.
So poached eggs were like my special breakfast with toast and hash browns. And when I think of hash browns, all I want are the hash browns from Snooze. Those like perfectly fried
Yeah, the
cakes
little,
that are just
yeah,
beautiful.
little hockey puck.
So good.
Ooh, Snooze. I'm thinking about.
Mhm.
I had Snooze in my notes that we should talk about because
It's
we didn't
worth
really
it.
go off too much on Snooze this season.
I think we get the right person on the show next season, and we will.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But let me see. Let's see what I got to.
Oh, someone really quick. My friend Ollie asked, what's the American substitute for Percy pigs? There isn't one. Do you know Percy
I don't know
pigs?
what Percy
Oh
Pigs
my
is.
God. Okay, they are gummy pigs and they're vegan. Well, they make a vegan version. I think now they're all vegan, but they're gummy pigs and they're so good. And I don't even know what flavor they are supposed to be. But honestly, because the last time I toured in Europe with the Future Violence, I knew that I was kind of making the transition into solo stuff. So I was like, I'm not sure when I'm going to be overseas again.
Mm-hmm.
Little did we know that
Yeah,
none of us knew.
yeah,
So I bought like 4 bags of Percy pigs to take home. And there's nothing like them here. Like they're gummy bears, but they're just really good. Really,
yeah.
really, there's no
Just a
substitute.
certain something in there that we
It's just,
obviously don't have.
oh, it's so good. And then when Joe goes, I make him bring back like 5. I actually have half a bag that's still in our cupboard, but I
That's
only eat
good to
one at
know.
a time.
Yeah. When I actually
Anyways,
finally get there again, whenever we get there.
they're only at Marks and Spencer.
Okay, I'll definitely
And
stock up because
you
the
can do it
girls
at
love
the
gummy
airport.
stuff.
Yeah, you can do it at the airport. I highly recommend before you check in at Heathrow, just go there, buy like handful bags, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Because they don't up
Okay.
the prices at the airport like we do in the States. Things are still cheap when you get there.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a question that wasn't really a question because there are no substitute for Percy pigs.
That's a good one. I'm glad you threw that in. Uh, huh. Let's see. We go with our friend, our mutual friend Kevin Conroy, drummer. What's they're there?
And
Okay, so yeah, I don't
it's
know
an
what they're there.
unopened bag. Holy shit. I didn't know we had any
Perfect.
unopened. Okay. Conroy.
That's correct. Wants to know favorite pizza toppings.
I got asked that as well. Honestly, I was always like, I have my 2 things. If I'm going to go straight like Italian brick oven pizza, there's a spot called Fornino in Brooklyn. I think it's not like as much an OG pizza spot as
Mm-hmm.
some pizza connoisseurs would say, but they make a spinach pie that has fresh spinach and pine nuts on it, and it's almost like a salad in a pizza, and I can eat an entire pie. That is my favorite pizza. I just love it so much. But if you're going kind of off the cuff, build your own pizza style, when I was in Mexico, I had a pizza with pineapple and jalapenos, and it changed my world.
I think, yeah, you mentioned that before. That's
Yeah.
that's like a pretty good combo though, right there.
It's
Like,
sweet and spicy, and it's just,
exactly.
it's perfect. What's
Yeah.
yours?
At normal, just ordering out from anywhere, I'll always go pepperoni and mushroom. That's my favorite. I load
Okay.
up on mushrooms too. It's like all the time. But there's this place in New York City, and it's called Little Italy Pizza, and I'm pretty sure it's like in the Park District, or might be close to like Park Avenue, and like, you know, it's not. That might not be right. It's real close to Radio City Music Hall,
Okay.
wherever that is.
Times Square.
Is it Times Square?
Ish.
Wow, I'm like
Not
way
really.
off.
Like,
Or is that closer like the
it's
fashion
like
district?
34th Street.
Something like that. It's, yeah.
It's like right
Well
by.
then, what's that?
I don't know. I just think it's just Midtown.
It probably is Midtown. But I'm trying to remember. I should have looked it up. I don't know why. I didn't really think about the whole pizza thing. I was like so obsessed with everything else that totally forgot about it. Totally forgot to research the questions.
But you
So,
have
but
everybody's
anyways,
names, so.
yeah, I did that. Anyways, they have a slice there that's a spaghetti and meatball slice. So it's a slice with spaghetti and meatballs on it. And it's not like, you know, what you would think, just a slice of pizza with like it dumped on. It's like the spaghetti's chopped up, meatballs are chopped up, and it's all just kind of put in, and then they put everything on top of it and then bake it.
Have you
And
been to
it's freaking
Artichoke?
awesome. What's that?
Have you been to Artichoke Pizza in New York?
No.
Next time. The location is on First Avenue, I think, and around 14th Street.
Hmm.
I could be totally wrong. But they have a spinach and artichoke slice. They have a crab slice, and spinach and artichoke slice is like massive slice of pizza, thick crust, and it's just like spinach and artichoke dip. Like, it's sick. Like, it will
Yeah.
make you sick, but you will love eating it.
Yeah.
Real heavy on the dairy. That's a lot of tours. I am vegan just because I don't want to eat a lot of dairy, but if I'm eating dairy, that's like my week's worth of dairy.
That's
you should
awesome.
try artichoke too.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it. The crab slice with Old Bay and crab on it.
Yeah. I like it. It's weird because I'll kind of like steer clear of crazy slices until I'm like totally in the mood for one. Like you're like, you go there with
Sure.
it's your mission to eat something like that normally wouldn't be on a pizza.
Totally.
Yeah, there's a place down here. It's called is it Mama's on 39, I think it's called. And it's like Beach Boulevard, and I think it's Atlanta. And they have a breakfast pizza. And it's really good. And it's, I mean, it's, you know, the usual breakfast you'd get on a plate, but put in a pizza and covered in cheese. And
is breakfast pizza a weird thing for you?
no, because it's almost like I don't know. You can also see it as like a quiche, maybe.
Well, I ask because I used to have breakfast pizza as a child. Like, I would go to the grocery store and get a slice of breakfast pizza. And it wasn't until I like left upstate New York where I kind of realized that breakfast pizza wasn't like a common thing. Like, places would have it, but it wasn't like we would just walk to our corner grocery store and get a slice of breakfast pizza. They already had them made every weekend.
Yeah, see, this is the first time I saw that and was like, oh, that's weird. I'll try it. And it was really good.
I wish the Big M in Baldwinsville, New York was still open so you could have a slice of that breakfast pizza, because there was just something about it. I don't know. But
and
yeah, that was my jam.
I think we visited this before, but you said you haven't had deep dish?
Never.
I think that's something you need to do.
I definitely agree. I would just hope that I'm in Chicago when I have an off day afterwards.
yeah, that's it. Definitely need a little time to recover from it. But that one's for me. Yeah, exactly. I definitely go a lot of meat on those ones
Okay.
because
Well, I feel
it's like a pie.
there's so much to it that it would almost be like a waste to just have the cheese. You got to have
Yeah, it's
something
like
else.
gotta have some kind of substance and texture in there. We've been
Um,
watching a lot of Food Network, so we've been saying texture a lot.
Look at you. No reductions, but textures we're going to talk about.
Plenty of textures
A
in
lot
my
of
cooking,
textures. Yeah.
but no reduction.
You cook it long enough, everything becomes reduced.
Yeah, I know. You forget boiling water and it's gone.
This is true. I've done that before. Have you ever tasted borscht?
That's is that the Russian soup?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Me either. I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know if it's supposed to be hot or cold, but someone asked me about that and then also asked, have you ever been to Russia?
I have. I do
And
have a funny borscht story.
I would love to hear it. I also want to know, they asked, did you enjoy Russian food?
We went to a bakery once, and that was about the closest we got to eating anything that was from there, and it was really really good.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing with Europe. It's like pastries and breads, and those
Mhm.
always tend to be really really good over there, and
Mhm.
it's pretty much the same there. That's what I figured out, anyways. But I remember we were there, and there was one of the friends, either friend of the promoter, or the booking agent or somebody, offered to take the band to, uh, I don't even think it was a restaurant. It might have been someone's house to have like home cooked borscht. And we had been on the road for like already like 4.5 weeks, totally just like missing. Like we left London to go to Russia, and then we were still going to come all the way back. So we were just like, in not in the place to like really want to do that.
Yeah.
And me and my brother was with me at the time, and we we found a Carl's Jr. in St. Petersburg. So the whole time they're like, we're gonna go to this person's house. They're gonna cook us this crazy dinner. It's gonna be amazing. And the whole time I was just like, no, I'm not going. I'm sorry. I was like, no disrespect to anybody, but there's a Carl's Jr. here. I'm going to Carl's Jr. I miss home.
That's
I'm
incredible.
tired. I'm tired. We're going to Carl's Jr. And my brother's is exactly the same. He was like, oh yeah, of course. And we ended up like taking like 4 more people with us that were like, yeah, we're going too.
They're like, oh shit, I don't
So
want borscht either.
yeah. So
I've
that
never,
was my experience with borscht.
that's amazing. When I was in Russia, the first night we were in St. Petersburg, we ate at this amazing vegan restaurant, and the food was spectacular. And I think that the promoter who was showing us around recommended it to us because I don't think any of us would have found it otherwise. It was a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful restaurant, like very small, and the food, like I said, it was incredible. It was an Italian kind of place, like a lot of pastas.
Mm-hmm.
We did go to a bakery. I remember I went with Tucker to a bakery and we saw macaroons and we both freaked out because we love macaroons. And
Mm-hmm.
we didn't know how to really talk to anyone. So I just wanted the pink one and he wanted the blue one. And I don't know. Both of us, I was like, what does yours taste like? And he's like, nothing. And I was like, me too. It was like this weird macaroon that just tasted like nothing.
Yeah.
But they also love the pierogies, which we call pierogies, but they called them dumplings.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I ordered room service dumplings. Like I ate them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And at dinner, we all ate at the hotel restaurant and we all got dumplings. Like I swear that the server at the restaurant was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like nobody eats this many pierogies. And then for dessert, we got the cherry ones. They're pierogies, but with cherry filling.
That sounds great.
I loved the food in Russia. I really, really did. Some of it a little on the bland side, but I have to be honest, bland food's not the worst when you're touring.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Especially when you like want to play it safe and the availability to do so was like very good. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
When, your access to a restroom is very limited sometimes. So you have to think about that stuff.
Plus new foods, you don't know how your body's going to react to that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So let me see. We have one more here. This one is kind of it's a little more directed just towards me, unless
Sure.
you have been to this place. But there's a place in it's my friend Carlo asked the last time I've been to Mario's Tacos in Pico Rivera,
I have not
California.
been. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just pretty much, a little Mexican restaurant, kind of family style Mexican restaurant. And we used to go there a lot. Like we were, especially in high school, we had one really close to our high school, and we went there pretty much every day for lunch. It's probably the best bean and cheese I've ever had. Their fries, and they have fries that are really good. So you get like bean and cheese, taco, and fries.
Mm.
And I was trying to think the last time I went there, and it's the one, there's only one now, and it's in Pico Rivera, and it's the original one. I think it's still there. And me and two of my friends, like, we decided to have a meet-up lunch. We're like, dude, we haven't seen each other in forever. Let's go have lunch. And we went to Mario's Tacos, and it was, God, probably a little less than a year ago. So that's the last time I've been there. But it's great. The tacos are awesome. Bean and cheese burrito, so good.
You
And,
can't
they
go
have
wrong
like,
with a good bean and cheese burrito.
yeah, it's amazing. We did that the other day. We got burritos from my favorite place down here, which was in episode 1, Fiesta Grill, when I hadn't gone out to get anything yet, and I was still confined to my house and didn't leave. So I've done that a few times now. We've ventured out a little more.
Yeah, think about just from where we were, like, anxiety-wise, episode 1 to episode 10.
Yeah, like there's no way I would have went.
Yeah.
And I've gone a couple times now. And
Good.
like,
Good.
okay,
I'm
I
glad
just,
that you are. It's kind of nice after we get used to cooking every meal again to like having a little bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, we did Thai food last night. It was great.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice.
Really good.
All right. Do you have any more questions, or was that the last one?
That's the last one I have.
All right. I'm just going to do a couple of rapid fire ones. I don't think that they require too many deep stories.
Mm-hmm.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's a no from me.
No.
I agree. I think
No.
a sandwich has to be anything that's open on 3 sides is what makes it a sandwich to me. And a hot dog, for the most part, is just like a cut in half piece of bun, not a sandwich.
Yeah, I'm not going to even give an explanation. No, it's
Beautiful. Okay, someone asked what my favorite beer was. I'm not a huge beer drinker. I like cider.
Mm-hmm.
I think, or you want to know what? In the wintertime, I love a good stout that tastes like dessert. So like a peanut butter stout or anything that seems like it should be its own meal is usually in the winter the kind of beer that I like to drink. And you don't drink beer. Do you have any NAs that
Not anymore. I haven't drank in a while, but when I used to, I really liked Boddington's a lot. That was a really fun one for me. But then if I wanted just like, hot day, you're outside grilling or just hanging out or whatever, most of the time I would do Dos Equis. So I really like those. Now it's like if I have an NA here and there, it's like I've been doing the O'Doul's Amber ones.
Gotcha. Have you ever tried Athletic Brewing?
No.
Joe is huge into they have all different kinds of NAs. They have like a Mexican lager, they have an IPA, they have a blonde, I think they now have a stout, and he said it's the best tasting NA he's ever had.
That's great. Yeah, I try to. We get Total Wine orders, so I try to see what they have. And the only thing
if they
with
ever
me
have
is
Athletic. I mean,
yeah.
it's so expensive in regards to like a normal 6-pack of beer.
Yeah. The problem with me though is like I don't like bitter beer, so IPAs and those are just they're too much for me, and I just can't. So, but yeah, that's Boddington's and unless you're eating Japanese food, then of course, Sapporo,
I'm a sake drinker if
ahi.
I'm
Oh,
at
I love sake. That was
hmm
hot or cold?
cold.
I like it hot.
Give me a good, clean, dry, crisp sake.
Hmm.
Because I run hot anyways when I eat. So like if I'm having miso soup, already I'm sweating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Uh,
just me. I run warm. Um,
yeah. That's the one thing I seriously miss about not drinking like that anymore is sushi. That's when I totally miss it the most.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I just want beer and sake right now all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I just
I
make
get
up for it with eating twice as much sushi.
I have not had sushi this whole time. That's something that we've talked about wanting.
Yeah, we
Have
made
not.
Gina made rolls and stuff and ramen and little shrimp sushis for Zoe's birthday in May when this first, her birthday was like right at the beginning and she loves going to get sushi and ramen. So Gina made it for
Oh,
her
that's
here. It
so
was awesome. It
nice.
was really good.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
what we've had.
I don't know how I feel about getting sushi. I'm sure it's just as fine as anything else. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
I don't
still I'm
know.
still trying to get around I'm still trying to wrap my head around cold dishes,
Yeah.
which might
I
whatever. Maybe in 3 months
well,
when
and
we
it's something
come back.
that like
We're still doing that.
we talked about with Chef Greg and Kalina, where it's like also just like whatever makes you feel comfortable is also like a very
Exactly.
important thing.
Yeah,
So there are no
exactly.
rules right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you feel good. What's your favorite type of cheese?
Swiss. No. Jack.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
Wow.
I don't know
Okay,
why I
cool.
said Swiss. I was
I'm
thinking burgers, and
mhm.
then so I love Swiss cheese on a burger, but Jack cheese is my favorite cheese on anything.
Trader Joe's caramelized onion cheddar is the best
That's
cheese I
very
think I've ever
specific.
had. And it's super, I'm such a because again, I don't eat a lot of cheese. So if I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat cheese, like I have like very specific, and if I crave cheese, that's the cheese. Otherwise, Miss Rachel's Pantry in Philadelphia is making like cheese that I have actually messaged her and been like, will you do a cheese class when this is all over so I can learn how you make this? Because like she makes an incredible like smoked pub cheese and
Hmm.
a cheddar wedge that's like it's unreal. It makes that honestly I wouldn't need cheese anymore if I just had access to that all the time. So that's that. All right. A lot of people asked if I would share some of my favorite recipes in regards to doing vegetarian, vegan stuff. And I'll post some of my favorite ones in my story over the next couple of days, just so that you
That's a
guys
good
can
move.
follow along. Yeah, I mean, I honestly make the majority of my recipes are from Minimalist Baker, Rabbit and Wolves, and Smitten Kitchen. So those 3 accounts, if you follow along with those, you'll basically be making the same stuff I make in my house.
Yeah.
A lot of Philly recommendations. What are your Philly spots again, Dave? I think we've talked about this.
For cheesesteaks, it's Jim's. For burgers, there's a place. Oh God, I can't remember. I should have looked it up.
Nobody knew we were. I didn't tell you that we were going to ask this question.
Okay, it's a tiny little burger stand that's like sunk into a wall on God. It's really close to it's like Chestnut. Is it Chestnut?
Mm-hmm.
And God.
I can't help you because I don't know, honestly.
No, I know. It's okay. It's on the other side of the the big is it the Capitol building?
Okay.
So if you're going from the water up, like South Philly to, it's on the opposite. It's on the north side. So like close to oh shit. Anyways, it's there. It's a
The
burger.
burger
It's really
spot.
good. Yeah, it's up
West of
by.
Broad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. That's it.
Okay.
So yeah.
The Tasty, amazing vegan brunch spot. Um, Bar Bonbon, which we first just tried during quarantine, is like this incredible taco. It's all vegan also. Just really great tacos. We had incredible tacos.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. Fountain Porter, which is like a pretty divey bar that has $5 burgers and like $6
Mm-hmm.
veggie burgers, and like it's like the coziest bar in the wintertime. And having the food be that cheap, it was also like a you can have a burger anytime situation, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
Those are like my favorite. Oh, and Royal Izakaya. We have a great izakaya restaurant like right up the road from us,
Yeah.
and you would only know it's a restaurant because it looks like a house, with the exception of a lantern that's out front, and if it's on, they're open.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Polizzi Social Club is an unreal Italian restaurant that's a members only spot, and that's another one of my favorite spots.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the gambit of Philly for me.
Yeah. It's tough when I'm in Philly because I tend to only be there like 1 to 2 days at a time.
Yeah.
And I just go off on cheesesteaks, so it's hard.
If you're ever near the TLA or play the TLA again, there's a great ramen spot called Neighborhood Ramen that just came in right around the corner.
Okay. That's good because I do need to venture out. My heart's going to explode every time I go to Philly.
I mean, you are that close to gyms also when you're at the TLA.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to, not, whatever. I did have one more question. I totally forgot
Oh, yeah.
that I saw. Naked or breaded buffalo wings?
Naked or breaded? What does breaded mean?
Well, I probably deep fried or
Deep
just
fried. Deep
just
fried.
on the
If you're
grill.
gonna eat it, fry it.
Exactly.
That's my thought.
Yeah. So I think that's the way to go too.
Extra
What are
crispy.
your favorite buffalo wings? If you still eat them, when you eat
I
them?
don't. Joe does. His favorite spot, one of his favorite spots is New Wave, which is in South Philly, and also Chicky and Pete's. When I did eat them, I was like, it's a chain. We have them at the airport, but like
Mm-hmm.
their wings are really good. Because I
Yeah.
was also really picky when I was eating them because I kind of got grossed out. Like they're always crispy. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go to Chickies and Pete's, you need to get one order of the buffalo and one order of the dry rub. And fuck the sauce that comes with the dry rub. It's not good. That's the order.
Okay.
And next time you even pass through at an airport, you should get one order of each, and you will be very pleased with yourself.
Okay. Good. Yeah. My favorite place. There's it in Buffalo. There's a place called Gabriel's Gate, and that's my favorite place. So anytime we're in Buffalo, that's where I go. I don't go to the other one that's really famous, and I can't even remember the name right now, but
Or had
that's
it,
the
and then
place.
I forgot it.
Yeah, I go to Gabriel's Gate. It's like a house, like same thing, kind of you said, like that other place where it's just a house. You go inside. It's kind of the bar. There's you know elks head over the freaking fireplace, but it's really awesome. And there was another place in is it New Haven? Is that where Yale is? New Haven, Connecticut. Right there in New Haven, there's a spot, and I'm trying to remember the name, but their wings are ridiculous too. And it's just it's all in the way they cook them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one.
Great. I mean, chicken wings are great. Chicken wings are great. I don't eat them anymore, but it doesn't mean that I don't remember how good they are.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't appreciate them.
Absolutely. I'll just quickly answer this one. The best vegan food that I've had on tour, there's a spot in Bristol in the UK called VX, Vegan Junk Food, and they make a breakfast burrito that is an English breakfast in a burrito. So it is like the tofu instead of the egg, the baked beans and the sausage and the potatoes in a breakfast burrito. And then they have something called a peanut butter coffee where they melt the peanut butter in with the coffee. I have taken everyone I've ever toured with, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry.
Bless you.
um, I have taken everyone I've ever toured with to VX, and every single one of them has been like, this was totally worth the 3-mile walk that I made them do.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I don't know if you have a favorite vegan spot.
I'm trying to think. It's really hard to remember any vegan food that I've had. Sorry.
Get it? What's the best meat you've ever had?
uh, best meat. My favorite is carne asada. Anytime I can have that, because
Mhm.
it's, you can put it in anything. Make a sandwich out of it, burrito, taco, just by itself.
I love that you just
It's
went generic meat. This is great.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's great. Um,
I told you I'm very simple.
I love it. I love it. I don't know if you can answer this question. I don't know that I can. What is the strangest thing that you've eaten? And then they said that you loved, but I'm just kind of curious as to what the strangest thing you've eaten is.
Strangest thing I've eaten, and it's not like something gross, but it might be a little gross for somebody. But um, when we were in New Orleans, when I was there with Brian Fallon, we went to this sit-down restaurant. It was a really nice restaurant, and of course, I'm trying not to eat the same stuff like a jambalaya or another po' boy. I'd already had like 40 of them, so I was looking at the pastas, and they had a turtle bolognese. So
Whoa.
I had a turtle bolognese with spaghetti,
How was
and
it?
it's everybody says it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much with the seasoning and everything, you can't tell. There's no like real off taste to it. I think if anything, it's a little lean, maybe, but that's probably, I don't. It's not even that strange because I liked it.
Yeah. I haven't, like, nothing that I've eaten is strange by any standards. I think, like, I've had like bone marrow and oxtail, and people
Yeah,
don't think that that's really strange, but it's not necessarily something you eat on a normal, like, that's not something I
yeah,
seek out at a restaurant. Um, I I think, as I've said it a million times, I don't really eat a lot of meat and I don't really eat a lot of dairy, but
hmm
in the right place and time, I want to try whatever the country I'm in or the place that I'm in. So it was just
yeah.
kind of a place and time kind of thing. It was also years ago. I didn't think any of it was bad though. Just, oh, that's cool. I've tried that. I don't think I'm going to order it for myself anytime
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. It's like I
But
did it. It's over with. Yeah.
let's see. Okay. I've got we pretty much covered everything that I've
Okay.
got. So let's cap it off with this. Are there any places you have to go if you're in a specific city
Um. Okay.
in regards to like favorite store food?
I'm gonna start west and just go
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Beautiful.
So, I mean, if you're going up north, I would say, uh, maybe like, Portland, Seattle, the Pacific Northwest. Seafood's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do a lot of seafood. Again, I like to do,
Do you have like
uh,
specific
Japanese
spots
food.
if you're in like a specific city?
Okay. So then maybe I won't do it that way.
You still can if you have
Because
specific spots. Let's get you a tour routing and then you can be like Portland, great, Seattle, this spot.
yeah, it tends to be a lot of Indian places
Yeah.
in those places. There's this place. Damn it! I should have looked this up. You know what? I probably could look it up real quick while I just talk.
Sure. I mean,
There's a place in Portland that's like downtown Portland. It's like that little shopping area, and there is you come straight in. I'm zooming in for it right now. It's over here. If I find it this fast, I'm gonna be so proud of myself. Nope, that's not it. It's so close. Where are you? Oh, come on.
While
But
you find it, I can say that if I'm driving up or down California and we drive through San Luis Obispo, I stop at the Madonna Inn for the pink champagne cake. It's my
okay.
favorite cake of all time, and the Madonna Inn is just one of the weirdest, quirkiest, coolest places in the world. So I highly recommend.
Yeah. No, it's a great place. So I couldn't find it. Whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
It's okay. So I'm going to go the other way then. So if I
Okay.
go to, say go to Austin, Texas, there's for barbecue. I've been to the Salt Lick once, and that was pretty good. I tend to go to Ironworks a lot because it's so close to where we're staying, and I don't ever really have transportation to get out of the city.
Yeah.
So that would be my go-to there. I think it's really good, and I mean, I know there's like so many different opinions on Texas barbecue and stuff. And going to Memphis, if I go to Memphis, you got to go to Gus's Fried Chicken. That's amazing, which we have one in Long Beach that is in Long Beach right down the street, and I never go to. But for some reason, it's just kind of like, I want to leave it to that.
Yeah.
I
I
want to
get
go to
that. I mean,
Memphis and go.
that's Nando's is only for the UK. It's not for Baltimore.
Exactly, which that one wasn't too bad, though, I will say. I
I
did
mean,
go to the one in
if you
Baltimore.
really have a hankering for it, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I've got like if I'm in Baltimore, I'm probably going to eat seafood. I'm not going to probably
True.
eat at
But the
Nando's.
Nando's was right across the street from the Paramount. So it was like, oh, Nando's, I don't want Five Guys. I don't want, the same shit as
Baltimore is
always.
tough because they have like the greatest chains all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. I remember there was the Shake Shack like right outside of the
feel like
venue we played
we've
at.
done a Shake Shack. Yeah, we've done
Yeah.
post food, no, pre-show Shake Shack.
Pre-show.
We ran.
Yeah. And with an opening slot.
Yep.
That's commitment to Shake Shack.
That's
Just so you know, Shake Shack, we
we've made it work. I feel like I've done Shake Shack in Detroit with you as well. I think
I think we did Shake Shack probably like 10 times on that tour.
So true.
Every time we'd get like a text. I'd get one in the morning, or you'd get one from me. I think we'd even still be like in bunks, and would go boop, and it would be the location near Shake Shack.
Yep. That sounds like that probably happened. I like Arlo's in Austin. It's a great food truck that has vegan food.
Mm-hmm.
And they have vegan Frito pie, which is dangerous. And we used to we played at Barracuda. I played at Barracuda like 4 times last year, and that was the spot.
Mm-hmm. Have you been to it's a coffee shop? I think it's probably really popular. Is it Easy Tiger?
Yes, and it's such good food too.
Yeah, it's really good.
Such good food. And
yeah, because you go in there
coffee.
Looking for coffee, and you're like, okay, cool, coffee. And then you look at the menu, and you're like, oh, shit, okay.
And you're like, lunch too. Yeah, this is good.
I'm in.
Because it's 2 p.m. when you're looking for your first coffee.
Exactly. So that's a perfect spot. Like that would be, do that for breakfast, lunch, and then go and eat barbecue later.
Yep. Where else are like my favorite stops? If I'm in Nashville or Chattanooga, I got to go to 210 Jack. It's a ramen spot. It's fantastic. Get the takoyaki and get the vegetable ramen with chili oil. Even if you eat meat, I've had many meat eaters taste my ramen and be like, I should have gotten that. In some places, it's just the broth is just different. Veggie broth is just really good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other.
With the episode with your dad, Salt Lake City, you have to go to Red Iguana.
Yep.
You have to go to Crown Burger.
That's like, you're right. You want to know, I think Red Iguana is like the #1 tour food.
Yeah. I think everybody.
If you were driving through there, yeah. Denver Uncle Ramen.
You told me about that place.
Yeah, so good. And anywhere that there's a By Chloe. In New York, there's one in Boston that's really close to the House of Blues. Really great vegan mac and cheese. And just great sandwiches. And it's also quick, which is something that I think for the most part, like unless we have a night off, like we're also looking for like the best quick food,
Yeah.
which is something to be said for as well, or something that you
Yeah.
can get takeout for.
Definitely. Yeah, Denver, Sam's #3 for breakfast. Always have to go there. They have that giant. Well, snooze is a given. Come on. But if you're usually you tend to be in Denver for a couple of days, so
Yeah, that's
I
true.
get to do it every other. And then the Sam's has the giant green chili burritos, so it's like you have one of those, and it's pretty much 2 meals. So we try to do that. But yeah, I alternate, between Snooze and Sam's.
Yeah, if you're there for more than one day, you're not going to go to Snooze twice. You could. I think I've done that,
Maybe.
actually.
Yeah. I mentioned this before. Chicago, have to go to Carmine's Italian food, and I have to go to Lou's
And
for
Chicago
deep dish
Diner.
pizza.
Fantastic.
Chicago Diner.
It's a vegan diner.
Okay.
Chicago Diner.
Okay.
Fantastic.
See, that's the thing. It's like I'm rarely with
Yeah.
vegan eaters. I mean, there are vegetarians obviously in the band, but we tend to, with that band, it's pretty rare when we all go out to eat together. It's we do here and there, and usually it's breakfast. You kind of keep to yourself for dinner, and because it's a day off. You know how it is, and we all see each other all day long. So, but yeah, so I need to get to more vegan places and be able to try more of that stuff, because I know it's really, really good. It just depends on who's making it,
Sure, absolutely. And it's also one of those things where, like, not just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's better for you. Like, a lot of places are kind of junk foody. So, like, if I ever see a True Food Kitchen, you have one on Fashion Island, which is fantastic. I've been to one in Chicago as well. Like, that place is amazing. But it's a sit-down meal. It would never be a tour meal. It would be like I ate there the night before Riot Fest because we had a night,
Yeah, you gotta have time to digest and come back from it.
The vegan hot dog cart in Orlando, that's another one for me. And then honestly, VX, like when I'm in Bristol, it doesn't matter where we're playing. I will walk 4 miles to get that breakfast burrito and that coffee, peanut butter coffee.
Yeah. That's one for the, obviously Nando's when we're in the UK is number one. You always have to go there, but I tend to go to Wagamama a lot because we don't have it over here. So that's why I do it. And it's like, oh, I like that. And it's pretty good.
Same.
I know it's a chain
but it's a good chain. And you want to know what? I feel like Wagamama was like a handful of years ahead of the United States in latching onto the ramen as a trend. Definitely. So for a while, I would eat at Wagamama because we didn't have as many that I knew about ramen restaurants where I was.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd always have to go, to downtown LA to really get good ramen here. And that was always just that's a 2-hour drive some days. So I don't want to do that.
Like, can I make a reservation for 9:00 so I can leave at 8:00 and actually get there?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Wagamama, you go, ramen and a side of gyoza and you're set.
I love Wagamama too. And their juices are so good. All right. Let's tie this all into a really neat bow. What is on your rider?
Which band? It varies.
Give me a hint.
No, okay. My main band. So Social D's rider tends to be a lot of like healthy foods. We usually do a lot of organic stuff. So it's like organic juices. We recently put like lunch meat and stuff back on the rider, just because it was more of I think it's cool. It's all right to do it now. But we have a lot of cheese and bread and stuff to make sandwiches. And
do you guys do catering a lot, or do you also
it depends. Most of the time we don't. Most of the time we just do buyouts, which is great too, because then we can venture out more and get more places and stuff.
Yeah.
But it just depends on the tour. If we do a bigger tour, we'll have catering. Like the last one we did with Fog and Molly, we had catering the whole way, and it was great. was awesome. But, you know, it's a lot of snacky things, you know, dark chocolate, you know, there's just a lot of almonds and dried fruit and stuff like that. You know, the amount of alcohol is real minimal because there's only a few people who partake anymore. And it's, you know, none of them are like going off and raging. So it's not like we need a lot of that. So I'm trying to think what else. The one thing I put on it, which is hilarious because it's like, that was the only thing I asked for was coffee mate for coffee in the morning. The
French vanilla
coffee. Yeah. Oh,
For a long time, we would just text each other pictures of French vanilla coffee mate in hotel lobbies because.
yeah. I've thought about sending you one of those big boxes with the tiny ones. So
Yep.
you have a
just a stash.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty much the only thing other than, you know, wanting lunch meat back was, you know, I put that on there.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff on there. It's like,
everything's kind of a staple too. Like you always do like a kind of like a hummus or something that's got like some protein. Somebody asked if there was a favorite vegan cheese. Violife overseas is so much more expensive than here. So like, especially with the future violence, pretty much everybody didn't eat meat. Well, that's not true. It was like half and half. So we'd always have some meat, but then also some not meat and some not cheese. And Violife was always kind of like the go-to because it's just really good. And then there's always just like the fruits or vegetables or something like that. My contributions were always along the lines of a kombucha or a coconut water because something's got to regulate you at some point. And that to be like staying hydrated and trying to stay like on par with myself in regards to whatever it is that I'm eating was very important. And then when I started on solo tours, I would do like a bottle of wine and like 2 like perfect protein bars. I don't know if you've ever had them. They're refrigerated protein bars, but there's a peanut butter one that I shit you not just tastes like cookie dough.
Are they gluten-free ones too?
I think so, and they're in the refrigerated section.
I think we have some here.
Dude, they're so good. And
Zoe loves them.
Especially because of the fact that like the last tour I did, I was driving and I was following a bus. So like, one, I'm not drinking really at the show at all unless somebody else is driving me to the hotel, which that was not happening. I was driving myself. So I would just like, my little bottle of wine would be for me and whoever was doing merch when we got to the hotel. And then the protein bars were for the next morning. And then it would be like a case of normal water and then sparkling water or kombucha or coconut water, whatever. I kind of tried to like vary it up as we went. And then also whoever was driving with me, because I had a bunch of different friends, like Joe did the first leg, my dad did one, my friend Hillary did one, my friend Alicia did one. And I would always be like, what's your snack of choice? So for sometimes it was hummus, sometimes it was like mixed nuts, whatever we need to like, and hippies. They're like vegan cheese puffs. Here's the thing. My rider has like 5 things, but they're the most specific bougie things that you could possibly have on a rider. With the exception of being like, take out the blue M&Ms. Like, so, but it was, everything serves a purpose. Like, sparkling water was something so that I could drink water, but not drink beer or wine before the show or driving to the hotel. The protein bars were breakfast the next morning. The hippies were like a guilt-free snack that I could eat between set. And so it's everything really served a purpose on my rider. But I'm bougie as hell.
But it makes sense.
It
works. The one thing I know that's always on mostly like all the different riders that I've seen over the years is always chips and salsa. Chips and salsa are always on the rider. So that's one we have for sure.
Are you a guac or a hummus person?
Well, I hate avocados, so I would just take hummus by default. Even though I probably didn't want hummus.
I don't think we can do this anymore.
I hate them.
Fascinating. And you're in the world where in the state where they're actually good.
Yeah.
Wild.
And I hate them. It's
I would
crazy.
always choose guacamole over hummus, but in the sake of touring, I will always pick hummus because guacamole sits out and is disgusting.
Yeah, I used to joke with my kids because they love it, and they would have like avocado toast in the morning, and I would make it for them, and I'd be like, "You have no idea how much I love you, that I am touching this right now
Wow.
and putting it on, toast for you. You might ruin bread for me."
Wow.
But yeah, no, I've just never.
Wild. Every week
No,
I get avocados and they're the worst avocados in the world, but I still eat them.
I'm sorry.
East Coast avocados suck.
We used to have an avocado tree in the backyard when I was a kid too, growing up. So I used to have to pick them too. Like we
Damn.
had this giant picker because they were so high up, and I thought it
That's,
was the coolest thing, but I would never eat them.
have you ever had like a fried avocado taco? There's that spot, where is it? It's right down in Laguna. It's on the one, I can't remember what it's called. Now I'll never know. But it was like a
Yeah,
little taco stand that I would always go to when I was down there. And they have fried avocado tacos. They were just the best.
yeah.
Maybe
No,
if
I
you
wouldn't have
maybe
it.
if you fried it, you wouldn't mind it as much. I don't know.
I would tell them, "Can I have the fried avocado tacos? No
Minus
avocado."
yeah, no avocado. Um, cool. I mean, do you have anything else you want to add? I'm so thrilled that we've gotten through 10 episodes of this.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think. I want to say thanks to anybody who enjoyed watching this and hopes to see more of it. And thank you to everybody who came on, all our friends that were like, "Yeah, heck yeah, I want to do that and talk about food." And
Yeah.
it's been pretty rad. It's pretty awesome just to be able to do this. And then at the same time, it gives me and you a chance to hang out, which we don't get to. We're on opposite sides of the country, and especially with all this, I know we're
Yeah.
not hanging out with anybody. So, but it's pretty
Yeah.
rad for us to be able to hang out here and there.
And it's nice,
So
like you said, to see our friends. And like we usually see each other at least twice a year when either one of us is passing through.
yeah,
And it's nice to get to talk to our friends again. So yeah, thank you for everybody that's watching this. And let us know who you'd like to see us talk to in the next
yeah,
season. Um,
definitely,
I know I've already had a bunch of people reach out to me. I'm sure you also have a list as well. So we're going to
yeah,
get to work on season 2 well before you see it. So just keep us in the loop if there's anything you want us to talk about or people you want us to talk to. And then
yeah,
we'll see you soon.
yeah. This is great.
And I'll
It's
probably talk to
fun.
you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
You'll be like,
thanks
"All right, what are we
everybody.
gonna do?"
Yeah, thanks everybody for your
Yeah,
questions and thank you for tuning in.
yeah,
It means a lot to both of us. I think to
definitely.
have something creative and like fun and kind of cultivating a community right now where we don't have one. Um,
Yeah,
and also reminiscing about food for us is also reminiscing about tour. So it's pretty nice.
yeah, definitely. Everybody take care of each other out there and be good to each other, and you know, we're all in this together. So that's all I can say.
Wear a mask,
Yeah, definitely.
vote.
Vote.
We'll see you before then, but make sure that you're registered to vote. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, definitely.
All
Oh,
right.
heck yeah.
Well, good to see you,
You
Dale.
too.
I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.